We are winning. Yes. We are winning the battle against AI slop. And it's a wonderful thing. I think I was quite early, one of the earliest to condemn AI as simply a means of acquiring knowledge without paying the people who know, if you get what I'm saying. Um, it's theft, it's glorified copying. And the reason why I was early on there was that my profession is I'm a novelist, and the publishing industry sadly has embraced AI, and it's quite ugly. It's quite ugly. So it warms my heart to see that the AI bros are losing. And I think that there are two main reasons. People are tired of seeing AI generated videos, AI reading AI generated text. And two, people are waking up to the fact that they are losing their jobs because of AI. And actually, three, they are seeing how devastating it is for nature and the environment. So we will get into all of that. Now, you may notice that behind me, Papa Smurf has fallen asleep. Maybe he's drunk. I don't know. In the back there. Yeah. Maybe he just had enough of the whole thing, the whole miserable AI slop thing on YouTube. And yeah, what I do on YouTube is if I see, it's gotten to the point now that if you make an AI thumbnail for your video, I will unsubscribe. I won't even click on the video. I'll just unsubscribe, because you should do better. Lots of people here. That is wonderful. Let me just say hello to the wonderful people here. Horror Business, KP Hidden, Angela, David, Stealth Mode, Mr. Sorpos, Laura, Green Eyed Lady, Damien. It just goes on and on here. Wonderful. Yeah, so the AI bros are losing, and they're trying to make up excuses now for why they closed down Sora. The OpenAI's text to video generating tool. In regular language, it should say a way to just scrape the internet of artists' photographs and illustrations and use them to make something that you don't own. That's what Sora is, these video generating platforms. So Sam Altman, who I don't like, he has had to admit that they had to close down Sora. We are saying goodbye to Sora. That's what I wrote. We'll share more soon, including timelines for the app and API and details on preserving your work. Preserving your work. These people do not understand what work is. Preserving your work. Nothing generated on a AI video generating app is your work. It's other people's work. But, they don't understand that. Sam Altman, he doesn't understand things like art. He doesn't understand what it means to write a book, paint a picture, make a movie or a video, we wouldn't understand. So they are closing, and they made a deal with Disney, I think, and I think it's like they are canceling that deal. So it's a big disaster. Of course, they won't admit that. Yeah, so let's see here. There are speculations on why this happened, but I think the answer is really, really simple. It's not profitable. OpenAI is not profitable, last time I checked. And what they have been hoping for all along, I think, is the following. They convince politicians and the governments that there's an AI race. I don't think there is an AI race, but they convince the politicians that there is an AI race that this nation has to win. And because of that, you should take taxpayers' money and pay us, the AI developers. That's their whole fucking business model. Because it's not profitable. It's like wind turbines. It's not profitable. It's just a matter of convincing politicians that this is what they need to do and that they should take your money, taxpayers' money, to pay them, these companies. And I'm tempted to say also that I'm seeing, my impression here is that a lot of people my age and older, they love AI. They think it's cool. And they will say things like, oh, you have to embrace new technology. And I'm like, this is not new technology. This is the same as when I, sometimes I've been to schools reading from my books and so on. And some teachers, they will take one of my books and copy some pages. That's not entirely legal, but I get it. They maybe they can't afford buying books for all the students and so on, and they can report it so that they pay a fee for the pages they copied. But my point there is that it's the same. It's copying. You're copying the other people's work. You're not creating anything when you use AI video generating platforms. You're not making anything. You're just stealing other people's stuff, and they're not getting paid for that. So yeah, I'm very disappointed, by the way, by the big boss of the Norwegian pension fund. He's called Nicolai Tangen, and he's a fucking moron. Excuse my language there. I shouldn't say he's a fucking moron. That's not nice. He's a disgusting human being. I think that's more correct. And the reason I'm saying that is that he's now found it. He's found a hill to die on. Now, the Norwegian pension fund is, last time I checked, I think it was the sixth biggest investment fund in the world. That's where they take the oil money, and they invest it instead of giving some back to Norwegians. Yeah, we are taxed to death while they do that. It's nice. It's very nice. But he said, I'm getting to the point here, if you don't use AI, you're an idiot. And he is proud to say that he's putting pressure on his employees for them to use AI. And it is interesting because I checked the investment fund, and it has not performed well the last year. It did not. Now, that could be other reasons, but I wouldn't be out there bragging about using AI when you're underperforming. So, um, now, having said this, I think AI has its place. I would guess that in research, uh, it can and should be used as a tool. Let's say people working on finding a cure to a disease, and they have to run uh, tests on cellular level and so on, or they can mimic, find combinations using a computer, artificially, and all of that. I'm not a scientist, but I've heard that it's very useful in that setting because it makes the work, they can get to results faster. But using it in art, using it in entertainment, don't do that. It's just horrible. And it's like I see it all the time as a YouTuber. I have complained about this before. I'll get to the chat, by the way, but I just want to say this. I take pride in showing you real stuff. Now, I'm talking about my main channel. If you're new to this live stream here, maybe you don't know, but I have other channels. And my main channel is mainly Viking Age. You will never see any AI there. There has never been any AI there, and there will never be any AI there. Everything you see there is real. Now I can do like this, and you'll see two of my helmets there above Papa Smurf. I got that Papa Smurf when I was a kid, and my mother gave it to me. She had found it on the attic. So poor Papa Smurf had been in the attic for many years. Now he's here. But I mean, I take pride in that. Instead of, like, I see these so-called history channels, and they use AI to, here's a Viking, walking around in his chainmail and so on, big and strong and broad shoulders and all of that. They did not look like that, by the way, but AI thinks that they look like that, and I won't do that. And I'm just a normal human being, and when I wear a chainmail, it's going to look real because there's a human being inside that chainmail, right? When I use a weapon, I'm using the weapon. It's not some AI generated figure using the weapon. So it's going to be real. When I'm testing a weapon, I'm testing the weapon. It's not going to be some AI nonsense. And the thing is, when you do it in real life, you get real results. You get real knowledge that you will never get when you do that using AI. It should go without saying. I will not click on these videos, but I have been referred to clips of some videos, of these AI videos. It's riddled with errors. It's riddled with not only incorrect information, but plain lies. Plain lies. So AI is rewriting history, actually. And it was bad enough when people were watching this TV show Vikings, because it's historically incorrect, and they did not look like that. They probably didn't have any tattoos. They didn't have hair like that, because when you were on a long ship, what could happen, or in a longhouse, louse outbreak. And what they did was they combed their hair and their beard with these special combs. You can't have these braids in your hair, like that. And it's not, it's no. And very short hair that was seen as something that a slave would have often, and so on and so on. But at least we could say that, okay, it's a exciting TV series, but it is fantasy, It is fantasy based on history, and that's fine, But at least it was not AI, you know. So yeah, I will admit that I use AI. I use AI every day because how can you not use AI? Because it's ingrained in everything. It's on this platform. Now you get what I'm saying. I'm not using intentionally using AI, but you can't get away from it now. Now I'm not using AI now, but I'm sure there is some AI in the moderation here, and I can't choose my way out of that. Let's see here. I can't choose my way out of that. Stealth mode says in our phones and Chrome. Agreed. Yeah. And when I do a search on the internet, it's getting difficult to get away from the AI answer there. Stealth mode says AI is good for research, DNA analysis, autopilot for aircraft can land the plane should become disabled. Yeah. So it is difficult to get away from it, but I don't think we should use it intentionally. Joe says AI can write novels too. You don't need human writers anymore. Well, I disagree. You do absolutely need human writers. People want human writers because there is something AI can't do. It can't bring you the imperfections of a human writer that gives the novel life. It can't give you the depth of understanding of the human psyche. It can't give you the pain that the author has been through, that he or she brings to the art of writing a novel. So it's impossible for AI to. AI will never be able to do that. AI will mimic those emotions, but it will never be able to do it perfectly. Key phrases yet, Bjorn. I disagree. I don't think AI will ever be able to do that. And because now as a novelist, I know this because I'll try to explain it. You see, as a novelist, I'll keep it short. You're a human being, and you're never the same human being as you were yesterday. And an AI generator can't mimic the development of your psyche that you bring to the text, and it can't mimic human emotions. It really can't. We're always one step ahead of someone that is mimicking us, if you get what I'm saying. So okay. Soda closing down is the first step. We'll see a lot more of this happening. I will give you an advice. If you are on YouTube or you're planning to be on YouTube, don't use AI. I know the YouTube gurus are saying that, oh, use AI as a tool, it's great. They are wrong. take pride in not using AI. If your camera is out of focus a little bit, you know what? It's great. I will say that you need the sound to be good, but keep those imperfections. Let people know that what they're watching is real. If you use AI, you will be seen in the future as those people there that we hate. I'm sorry, that's just how it's going to go. People will start hating AI with a passion. It's just, I'm seeing it. I was right on this development. I was very early on with this, and people were writing in when I did live streams on that. People were writing AI is a tool and so on. It's just a tool. Nobody's writing that anymore because they're seeing what it's doing to us. So let's see here. Okay. Joe, yeah, I absolutely agree. Users should have the option to disable the AI option on Google, YouTube, etc. Absolutely, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Dean says, good morning, Uncle Bjorn. Good morning to you. Yes. Okay. What I will say, I will say that yes, people will hate AI even more. They will hate it with a passion, but there will be people, a lot of them, who will have a strange relationship with AI. They will hate AI when they see it, but they will have a personal relationship with an AI agent, like an AI girlfriend or boyfriend. And when they put that into robots, and they are, and they put something that looks like human skin on top of, around that, cover that robot in human skin, we are going to see that. We are going to see that. You are in the near future going to meet people who actually feel they have a personal relationship with a robot. It is crazy, but it is happening as we speak. And that's AI, obviously. So, yeah. Oh, Dean says AI stands for anti-integrity. That's very well said. Let me pin that comment. Let's see here. Pin message. AI doesn't sleep. Yeah, well, I nearly don't sleep either. So there's that. So, you know, I think that when it comes to the AI robots, I just want to say that I think it's I'm trying not to be judgmental on that because there are lots of lonely people out there. But I see that it's, imagine in 20 years from now on, imagine the development, and that's a big market. Now, people will in the future not want to see AI videos on YouTube. They will hate it. So I don't think that's going to go well. It will be the authentic, real creators that will win on YouTube and social media. I'm completely convinced about that. And the YouTube CEO in the, what's his name, Neil Nohan, even though he loves AI, he's in, his job is to bring money to the shareholders. And when he sees that people are not watching the AI videos, he will understand. It might take a little bit of time, but I mean, I don't think he's stupid. So, but maybe there's a little bit of boomer mentality there with his love for AI. But they will come around. I think YouTube will come around, and they will. Actually, I am seeing already that they're talking more and more about authenticity. That's the new big thing, And they still have to connect the dots to understand that. Okay, then, but you then have to get rid of the AI slop, And they are doing a lot. They are deleting AI slop channels. So I will say that YouTube has been moving in the right direction lately. They have, so it's good. And also, thank you, YouTube, for bringing my channels back after that disgusting piece of excrement hijacked my channels. And yeah, thank you, YouTube. I'm saying that with yeah, thank you. That was great, because I like being on YouTube. So let's see here. Yeah, YouTube ads. I don't see the ads because I have YouTube Premium, I think it's called. Barbara, you will be sticking around here. We need you here. Good to see you, by the way. Let's see. Yeah, Horror Business says, if you search anything on Instagram or Google, you have to use AI. Yeah, you are by default using or connecting to an AI there. I know. So I used to say that I never use AI, but of course I am, because you can't not use AI when you do a search, because it's impossible, as far as I know. Yeah. Cheers. Ginger organic lemonade. Yeah. Okay. With a touch of rum. I'm actually not, I don't drink alcohol, but if I did, I don't think I would start early in the morning. Yes, exactly. If you have to look something up on Google, AI mode always comes up first. That's true. So I think that, okay, I'll close this window here. Ironically, I think, did I use Google this time? I don't know which search engine I used. I think maybe I did. But it's, it's a win for us that they had to close Sora. It's good. Also, we had another win, which is kind of connected to this. There was this big court case where Meta and Google were convicted for I'm sure you saw it in the news. They were convicted for making children dependent on social media, and the fine should have been much higher, of course. Did you see that? They were convicted. So they're doing something unlawful or criminal. Um, and I actually have a little bit of difficult time seeing how people get addicted to social media, because I don't like social media. It's so boring. And I was, yeah, Laura, you saw about that case, yeah. It's like when my publisher said you have to be on TikTok, so I am on TikTok. I think I have 150 subscribers or something like that, and a few short videos there. My publisher said that's where you meet young people, and when I don't upload to TikTok very often because I really don't like it, and I don't like it because when I enter, password and all of that, enter TikTok, there's some 20-year-old, 20, a teenage girl there dancing in his, her, hopefully not a his, but you never know these days, in her underwear, you know. And I don't think I should see that. I'm in my 50s. I don't think why are they showing me that? I know why they are showing me that, because they think that I'm a dirty old man or something like that. And I know also why they are showing me that, because it's learning. Their AI is learning. And this is my point, right? So not Instagram, the TikTok AI is learning that middle-aged men are watching longer when they are shown a teenage girl dancing in her bikini, you know? And that teenage girl is probably just an AI. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's a good thing, you know? Um, uh, it's the devil and it's testing you. Maybe so. But, I don't think that's good, because there should be some ethics and morals here. And, uh, I have a daughter. I don't, now my daughter is not on on TikTok, and as I said, those teenage girls are probably not even real. They're just AI generated. But my point here is that um, it becomes a part of our culture, and it slowly changes our morals and ethics, and not to the better, but to the worse, you know. So I don't like TikTok. I am on Instagram. I kind of like Instagram a little bit, because at least Instagram shows me stuff that I actually like watching, like ducks hounds with tweed coats, and sight hounds running around and sleeping, and some bushcraft and stuff like that. So yeah, um, yeah. Mm, let's see. Yeah. commentary. Very, let's see, TikTok. I don't get your comment there, but it says very bad for young girls. Oh yeah, yeah. Then they go to Only Fools. Yeah, good name for it. Only fans, which is porn, and it's so sad, And it should go without saying. I've never been on, been on. I'm saying all the wrong things here. I've never been on OnlyFans. I've never watched OnlyFans. That's what I meant to say. I don't think I would make much money being on OnlyFans either. But but my pointer is that how sad is that? A bunch of guys watching some girl doing adult content. Let's just call it that. It's sad. If you're a young man, you should be out there and having fun. You should be out there meeting girls, real girls, not girls that you see on the screen. And at the same time, we are seeing that Gen Z are having much less sex than people in their, was it 60s? People in their 60s are having more sex than Gen Z people in their, is that 20s? So something's very wrong with that generation, if you get what I'm saying. And it's not only bad for people as a whole, but it's leading to things like very low birth rates, which will devastate the economies, and that actually matters, because what that means is that people who are 20 now or 30, it looks like you're going to have to work until you die. There won't be any pension for you. Yeah, stealth mode, exactly. We are not having babies, low birth rates. Jeffrey says, I guess some say it creates unrealistic views of women, so they expect that from real women. Well, at least when you have the AI generated profiles and all that. Scott, thank you so much for that donation. That's very kind. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, David says, and then you have fools like Andrew Tate who thinks he's so smart for making so much money and wants to try and tell young guys like me how to be a man. Yeah. Yeah. I think we can all agree. If you've been around for a little while, you know that your value as a man has nothing to do with your bank account. It has to do with things like integrity, strength. And I'm not necessarily talking about physical strength, but the strength of your character and so on. So yeah. Let's see. Well, thank you, Scott. That's very kind of you. Now, I've said before that I mentioned before that on my main channel, I will now be taking on sponsors. So I'm working on that, and what that I discovered what it does is that it enables me to not be so dependent on the views. So I can also put more time and effort and money into making the videos. And that has kind of opened a door for me when it comes to content. So I'm kind of, I can invest a little bit more in my videos. Oh, wow, Scott, again. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I need to say, in complete honesty here, it's like if I say I mention ethics and morals, if I see an example of the female form that I like, I'm going to look. It's how could I not? It's just how it is. If I on YouTube they had these. There was the bushcraft community on YouTube got infected with these girls doing quote unquote bushcraft and hiking, and they were showing a lot of skin, and there was always some butt in ass, I mean, on the thumbnail there, and I never clicked on those, but you do tend to look longer on those thumbnails as a man. It's just how it is. I'm sorry, just how it is. And I think the algorithm picks up on that, you know, so even if you don't click on the thumbnail. So we are vulnerable in that way, and I don't think it's wrong to, as a man, if your attention is, what's the word, diverted, if you get what I'm saying. So that's just how it works, but that makes it even more important, I think, to keep AI out of things, because AI will absolutely capitalize on that, and it will build images that grabs your attention. I saw, probably on YouTube, I can't remember who it was. That was yesterday. Maybe it was it on the TV? That we as animals who want to reproduce, we are looking for features in the opposite sex that signals reproductive ability. And this, maybe it was a biologist or something like that, he mentioned a beetle that in nature will mate with the female. I think they will mate with a female that it has the most sparkly, the exoskeleton, that it's shiny and sparkly, it sparkles. They like that because that in nature signals health and the ability to reproduce. So the male beetles, they go for the females with the most sparkly and shiny shell or exoskeleton, right? What happened was that a new brand of beer became very popular. And when hikers and campers, they were drinking beer, and then they threw that bottle on the ground, those beetles thought that bottle looks super sparkly and shiny. So they were all trying to mate with the bottle, the beer bottle, which then had very negative effects when it came to the population of that species of beetle. You get what I'm saying? So it's a little bit the same that we are seeing now, because what if, let's say, males, young men, they are on the internet and they're consuming porn from the age of maybe 12, and then a lot of AI generated images are there on the screen in the porn section. And what if those images are, now I'm just speculating here, okay? So follow me on my train of thought here, right? I would guess that, let's say, AI would serve those young men images of women with a super narrow waist and big boobs, something like that, and maybe very big lips or something like that. I'm a very boring traditional man, so I'm not really, it's not really my department, but it's just an example that off the top of my head here, something that you won't see in nature. In other words, you won't see a woman like that because it defies laws of biology and physics, right? But then that young man, when he's like 18 or 20, he's gotten used to seeing AI women on the screen that looks like that. That's attractive to him. And then when he sees young women that are actually real, they are not attractive to him. So he would rather be sitting there in front of his screen or his mobile phone looking at those AI women. And he won't reproduce with real women, like the beetle that prefers the beer bottle. You get what I'm saying? So I think it goes the other way as well. I will imagine that women are served AI. I don't really know, but if they're not already being shown AI images of men that are completely unnatural and impossible, then it's going to happen soon, I guess. If you get what I'm saying, for a man, I think I don't know. We already, of course, have this Hollywood action hero look, which you won't find in nature. You will only see that, big biceps, and six-pack stomach. You don't look like that. A man will not look like that. That combination is actually quite impossible. You only look like that if you've been taking steroids, But people don't seem to care because they can take the steroids and jeopardize their health instead. They don't care about what the state of their liver will be when they're 35 or 40 years old, or their heart, So yeah, AI, Now, I will just add here another thing that AI is doing now, or that they are using AI for. I think they used AI to get me, the scammers. So what they will do is that I think they're using AI to spy on people and to mimic emails from friends, family, well-known companies, and so on. AI will build emails and a whole email conversation, many emails. And so it's like I am now never ever clicking on a link again. So yeah, I know some people, they send me links, but that's a rule I have. I never click on a link anymore. I never do. I never download anything unless it's like, of course, I have NordVPN now fully installed, and that's, of course, I downloaded that, But if someone wants me to download an app for something, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's see. Yeah, underachiever. I know it's called phishing. Yeah. And I've known about it for a long time, but they will mimic things. Yeah. I learned to listen. Stealth mode. Thinking of going with NordVPN. Actually, I can reveal to you, I have taken on NordVPN as a sponsor. I have. And now this live stream is not sponsored, but I have a link in the video description. If you are interested if you're going to download a VPN anyway, you can use that link, and it will help my work here on YouTube. There is some can't remember now, but there is some some extra free months or something like that. But it's up to you. I think NordVPN is very, very good, and as I said, I'm using it, and I wish I had. Yeah, at least it's safe now. Yeah, Telegram links are also used by crypto scammers. Don't click on one if it gets sent to you. No, I don't click on any. It's good advice. I don't click on any link. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Red Wolf. When it comes to sponsors, it's like it's about respecting your time, I think. So it needs to be something that either I'm using myself or I think might be very useful to you guys and me. It can't be just doing it for the money. I don't think that's okay. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, stealth mode. If you use that, it might give NordVPN a signal that I am a YouTuber worth sponsoring, maybe. So, yeah. Now I was going to be, promoting NordVPN here in this live stream, but Barbara is saying that you had NordVPN on your previous phone and it was hacked anyway. The NordVPN has, I think it's called Theft. No, what's it called? Theft Protection Pro, something like that. So they have an additional thing there that you can get with the VPN that protects you from stuff like that, I think. Now, I'm not an expert on this, but it's just I've heard that NordVPN is one of the best. I'm sure there are other VPNs that are good as well. I'm sure there is, but okay. Yeah. Heads up from a fellow Viking from Denmark. Good to see you back. Hope you're safe online now. I think I am. Yeah. I think I am. So, let's see here. Yeah, Vastlands Music says NordVPN. Yeah, Nord. That's, I guess, what the company is called, Nord, maybe. Can help with blocking phishing websites, but nothing is guaranteed if you are totally careless. That's probably correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to be careful out there, even with a VPN. And yeah, you have to be careful. Absolutely. But anyway, I think with any new thing, any new technology, you have to look at the net sum. Let's use what's it called? What's it called? Nuclear reaction, the atomic bomb. That technology as an example. Was the net sum of that, if you look at Hiroshima and so on, and you're saying, well, we can get energy from that technology. Is it? Yeah, nuclear power, fusion, fission. I don't know, but the atomic bomb and nuclear reactors to generate electric power, all of that. Is that technology? Would the world have been a better place if they had not discovered that technology? So, no atomic bomb and no nuclear power. What do you think? So, I'm not a physicist. I'm not a scientist. So I don't know, but it's an interesting question, right? What about AI? Is the world a better place now that we have AI? Now, I think AI is more. Is AI a new technology, or is it just a development of already existing technologies? But AI, is the world a better place with AI? I'm sure there are benefits to AI in research and so on. But also AI is, as we know, a huge negative impact on our culture and society. So what's the net sum of AI? Is it negative or positive? What do you think? Negative, says Laura. I'm like, I don't know. I would like to talk to someone, some researcher, some scientist using AI in medical research, maybe, before I decide on that. But I'm very tempted to say, I'll just quote you, Barbara, better off without nukes and AI. I'm very tempted to agree with that. So Sabina says, I don't believe AI makes this world better. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I'm absolutely certain of is that they are wrong when they're saying that it's inevitable. That's such a difficult word to say. Inevitable. I had to think it in my head before I said it. That AI is inevitable. It, it's going to happen anyway, and that there's an AI race. I don't think so. I don't think so. Laura says, if AI is used to find cures for diseases, the cures should be given away for free. I agree. But that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is that they're going to aim for cures in the form of a vaccine or several vaccines. So because that's the most profitable business model, they're going to say that, oh, we now have a vaccine against prostate cancer, for instance, or breast cancer. But everyone needs to take it. No, prostate cancer, only the men, of course, but you get my point. So that's what they're going to aim for, because the profit will be much, much higher than if they find a cure. So, oh yeah, I will say it now. You should go, if you're a man over 40, you should go and have that prostate checked. And nobody likes that, but it's a very good insurance for your health. I'm doing it, every year. I hate it, of course, and it's embarrassing and all of that. Of course it is. But you should not rely only on the blood tests, apparently. So there, I said it. So you can make all the jokes you want. That's fine. That's totally fine. I just think that it's important that we say that. We need to say it to people. So, because I've seen people, I know guys who are living with prostate cancer, and it's not so nice. So yeah, but anyway, it would be nice if you go and check, once a year, and if you get that message, oh, there is something happening here, we need to do something. Then they should have a cure for that, instead of a vaccine to everyone, right? But Barbara, I'm very sorry about that. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah. But let's see here. Let's see, where was I? We got a lot of comments here about the prostate exam. Yeah. I think when you've done that exam, you should get a little badge. I did the prostate exam. You can keep it on your shirt or your jacket and show people, or maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. You get a piece of candy. Yeah. Yeah. with me, they always talk about their job. No, my job. What do you do for a living, and so on. Oh, that's interesting, and all of that. Yeah, but thank you, Laura. I was just referred to another doctors that I will see in 3 months. Norwegian health care. Hooray! But anyway, that's what they're going to use AI for in medical research, to make vaccines for all sorts of diseases. But we'll see. This conversation has taken a turn, essentially. Yeah, I know. No, I don't. They don't give me ice cream. No, but maybe it should be like with the dogs. When you have to, with some dogs, you have to feed them some treats while the veterinarian check them or cut their nails, claws, so on. So maybe there should be like a bar in one end, and you get served some drinks, and then the doctor will do the exam in the other end, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm going to this is just a joke that I have to make now. It's just too tempting, since we were on the prostate exam topic. Stealth Mode is asking, no, Red Wolf Moon is asking, any advice for making friends with other men as a man, Bjorn? Well, whatever you do, don't try to make friends with a prostate exam doctor. It's like, after that, don't say, we should go out for some drinks. Actually, that would have been hilarious. So, yeah. No. It's difficult to find friends. I think that you have to have some common interests, and I'm actually going today for a camp with Joachim, which I've been on a hike and camp with him before. Very interesting fellow. He comes from South Africa, actually. He's been in Norway for many, many years, but he comes from South Africa. So we have some common interests in the camping and bushcraft and all of that. So I think maybe that's how you meet other people, if you join some or you do some kind of activity. Yeah. So maybe some sports club or some hobby, maybe. You join some group doing a hobby. I don't know, woodworking. I know they say it's such an old man thing to do. I think woodworking is for everyone. But anyway. Yeah. Angela says it's hard to meet friends as adults. Yeah, it is. It used to be the gym, but now people are just wearing headsets. They can't hear you, and yeah. Harald says AI, artificial idiocracy. Yeah, I agree. Evil and dangerous, wants to destroy the human spirit. AI, no thanks. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how women meet or find friends. I don't know. I imagine it's the same, that you have to find some hobby, some common interests. You can join an archery club. And oh no, that joke doesn't translate, does it? Because there's join an archery club and träff nya vänner. In English, that means join an archery club and meet new friends. But in Norway, träff is the same word as you would use when you hit a target. Hit. Join an archery club and hit new friends. So, like you shoot your new friends with your arrows. That's the joke. Bit of a dad joke, and it doesn't translate. No, Barbara, it doesn't translate to English, that joke. Same in German. Treffen. Treffen means meet or hit. You can meet other adults on if you do hiking groups. And I think it's in the USA. A lot of you guys, I think, are in the USA. You have hiking groups, organized hikes. You can join that. Barbara says, I lost most of my friends when they found out that I did not vote for Trump. Yeah, that's a strange thing that you wouldn't see that here. You don't get, it's not so polarized here. You wouldn't not be friends with someone because they vote for some politician that you don't like. But the politics here is not that polarized. And of course, when we look at the debates now in the USA, the presidential debates, it's like entertainment, because it's like we don't see that here, and it is more entertaining. Well, I'm happy that we don't see that. We don't have that here. Yeah. And they are calling each other names. Why do they do that? And Trump is not the only one doing that. You had Hillary Clinton, with her, was it Despicable People? Was that what you said? Despicable? About people who vote Republican? She called them despicable? Was it despicable? Imagine saying that. Deplorable, sorry. Yeah, but it's not nice. Imagine saying that about your own people. Imagine saying that. Despicable. No, I saw the Despicable Me movie, one of them, the other day. So that's why I thought despicable, but no, deplorable. Yeah. I think that large majority of both people on the left and on the right, they want the same thing. They kind of come from different places um, in their understanding of how to reach those goals. A good life. Um, so let's see here. And I don't see why these people. I'm talking about the USA with the crazy political climate there. I want to say that if there's a politician that suddenly appears and he or she is very respectful to the other candidates, that he or she says something like, opening the debate with, "I'm very happy to be here to be able to talk to my um, the other person here. I'm interested in hearing what he or she has to say, and maybe even learn something from that. And we will debate these matters and so on and so on." Wouldn't that be seen as extremely different, refreshing, and I think that would be a good strategy instead of being standing there like a horrible person and saying that, "Oh, I have all the solutions, and this guy over there or that woman over there is an idiot," you know. Yeah, Papa Smurf is taking a timeout. Canadian Spider-Man says, "Is it true that Norwegians pay very little income tax because of your oil returns? Because that's one of the reasons some Albertans may want to separate." I appreciate the question. How will I? No. I'm kind of shocked because, okay, no, 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 no. We pay massive amounts of income tax. I think it's the highest in Europe. Massive amounts of income tax. Yeah, Red Wolf Moon, 52% tax. That's a top tax bracket, I think. No, massive amounts of income tax. We don't get to see the oil money. No, no. Yeah, I think I'm paying too much taxes. Absolutely. It's just taxes upon taxes. It's just I spend my time paying taxes, and then there are more taxes, and yeah, it's tax on everything. It's crazy. Red Wolf Moon says it's about 21% here in PNW. Yeah. Let's see here. I hope you, Canadian Spider-Man, that you are able to get some better habits and get healthy again. No, we pay a lot of taxes here. So, okay. But I have to go, actually. It was nice talking to you guys again. And, I have a video for Saturday evening. So that's Saturday in the middle of the day, if you're in North America, on my main channel. It's going to be a banger, as they say. At least I hope so. Yeah. Okay. Have a wonderful day or evening. We will talk soon.